Sorry. Hello and welcome back to the Matthew series. We're on Matthew 19, and Jesus teaches about divorce. And when Jesus said all these things from the last chapter, he left Galilee. He went to the area of Judea on the other side of Jordan River. People followed him. Jesus healed the sick people there. Pharisees came to Jesus to try to make him say something wrong. They asked him, "Is it right for a man to divorce his wife for any reason he chooses?" Jesus answered, "Surely you have read in the scriptures, when God made the world, he made people male and female. God said that's why man should leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and two shall become one. So they are no longer two but one. But God has joined them together, said no one will separate them." But Pharisees said, "Why did Moses give a command allowing a man to divorce his wife by writing a certificate of divorce?" Jesus answered, "Moses allowed you to divorce your wives because you refuse to accept God's teaching, but divorce was not allowed in the beginning. I tell you that whoever divorces his wife, except for their sexual sin, except for if the man or woman is committing adultery or something like that, marries another woman is guilty of adultery." So divorce was only a thing that is because the Pharisees decided to, lack God's teaching, not follow God's teaching. But divorce is never allowed in the beginning. It is part of the curse. He said you can only divorce if there's someone cheating. And then and he says there are reasons why men don't marry. And then he said some are born. Some people cannot have children. Other people were made that way in life, and some did not want to get married just because they wanted to do what God wanted them to do. And he said this is for anyone who wants to accept it. Jesus welcomes children too. He said, "Let the little children come to me. Don't stop them." Because God's kingdom because God's kingdom are the near those who are like children. Because when we trust in God, He's just saying, like, when you trust in God, you have to be like a child who trusts his parents. They just do it. They just trust. Teacher, a man came to Jesus and said, "What ought to do to get eternal life?" He said, "Why do you ask me what's good? He's only God's good." He said, "But if you want to have eternal life, obey the law's commands." He said, "Which ones?" And he tells him about all the commands of the law. And he said, "I obey these commands." He said, "Go sell all that you own, give your money away, and you have treasures in heaven. Then follow me." Then he did not want to do all that. He did not want to give all of his money, just because he was rich and selfish. And then, so he did not decide to follow Jesus. And then Jesus teaches it'll be very hard for a rich person to enter God's kingdom. It's because he even says a comparison. He compares a camel going through the eye of a needle than for a rich person to enter God's kingdom. They were very shocked to hear this. He said, "Who can be saved?" He said, "Only God can do anything." He's saying that God can save people, not humans. They cannot save themselves. And then Peter said, we left everything to follow you. So what? So what will we have? New world, one time a new world on the glorious throne. I promise you will follow me. So on 12 thrones you will judge the 12 tribes of Israel. Talking about Revelation again. Jesus references Revelation a lot. It's really interesting. Who left houses, brothers, anybody who left houses, brother, sister, mother, father, mother, children, or farms to follow me will get much more than they left. And he said they will receive eternal life. Many people who are first now will be last in the future, and many who are last now will be first in the future. So talk about those who basically saying that, like, those who are selfish will be humbled, and those who are humbled will be brought up. And this is interesting to read about. I think we are getting close to Jesus' death on Matthew 19. That is pretty close. It's interesting how he taught about divorce, because divorce was never meant to happen, and Jesus, yeah, he welcomes children because like those who think like children will always trust God. no matter what, and they will continue on doing that. And he talked about how the rich man will not follow him. It's because Spirit Mammon gets to him. And yeah, God bless you all. Have a great weekend.